HateToPick.com. Delano assigned me the independents in college football. So that's Notre Dame and UConn, but I can't do them both in one video. There's too much to cover. Notre Dame, and I will admit I am a Fighting Irish fan. You can see the coffee cup behind me there on the shelf. I've got a Notre Dame hat over there. I bleed Notre Dame blue and gold and have been a fan, and sometimes green, and have been a fan for many, many years. Irish Catholic family, and I went to Catholic school my whole life. So that's where I learned to gamble, by the way. Just, throwing it out there. Anyway, so Notre Dame. Well, all Marcus Freeman did last year was take Notre Dame to the national championship after they were left for dead when they lost to a horrible Northern Illinois team at home in a terrible game, which they would not have lost except for the fact that the field goal kicker missed two field goals, and the quarterback who would lead them the rest of the way, I honestly just had an awful game. So Notre Dame goes to the national championship. They go down, score first on Ohio State, but couldn't hang with them the rest of the game. The rest is history. So now, what is Notre Dame going to do this year? Well, they lose some very good players on both offense and defense to the NFL. I mean, let's face it, the offensive line for Notre Dame and the tight ends is basically a football factory. So, but the good news is they started a rookie left tackle last year because they had a really good experienced left tackle who went down with an injury, and the rookie left tackle now is a sophomore with a full year under his belt, and he played great. Yeah, they lost their center to transferring out, but they do have replacements. Notre Dame's offensive line is going to be fine. They've got some strength at tight end, and they have maybe the best running back room in the country. I think it's ranked as second, but you've got Jeremiah Love, who, by the way, had one of the greatest runs in football history. If you go back and look at that touchdown run against Penn State that you see all over social media set to various types of music. My favorite is the Superman theme. Jeremiah Love, and then Jadarian Price. He ran for 746 yards and 7 scores last year. He's got some shake and some speed. They have sophomore Aeneas Williams, who had a great run in the college football playoffs. So they're 3 deep at running back. Jeremiah Love will get spelled. He's not going to put up the kind of numbers that, say, an Ashton Jeanty did, because they're going to break those touches up so that they keep their running backs fresh. Now, Notre Dame has generally been weak at wide receiver, but with some help from the transfer portal, they're going to be much better at wide receiver. Now, let's talk about the real strength of the team. The defense is going to be an absolute monster. Again, the defense lost some players to the NFL, but they have great replacements coming in for them, people who have some experience. So it's not like they're going with a bunch of freshmen. So Notre Dame's defense is going to be just fine. And they have one of the best coaches in college football. And they have some of the best facilities in college football. Look, their schedule starts tough. Let's face it. So they open against Miami. They are a modest 2.5-point favorite. Now, this Miami squad replaces Cam Ward, who went first in the NFL draft, with Carson Beck, experienced from Georgia. But is he a dynamic quarterback? Not really. And Miami's got questions all over the place. So I expect Notre Dame to win that game. I believe you are, especially early in the season, going to have the question answered, which is the big question for Notre Dame, which is, can C.J. Carr lead this team? The new quarterback who played one game in relief last year. The good news is he doesn't have to lead this team. The good news is Notre Dame is going to win games running the ball and playing defense. They're going to play keep away from teams with high power offenses, and they are going to pummel them on defense. Currently, Notre Dame is ranked 5th behind Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, and Georgia. Probably correct, although Clemson, Oregon, Alabama, who are right behind them, any one of those teams might be better than Notre Dame. Texas A&M coming to Notre Dame in the second game is going to be tough. They are a very powerful team, especially along the lines. It's going to be strength against strength. That game could go either way. But then after that, they get Purdue at home. That's a win. They go play Arkansas. Arkansas, losses in the transfer portal, not going to be as good as they were the past couple of years. That's a win for Notre Dame at Arkansas. And then they're at home for Boise State win. They're at home for North Carolina State. That's a win. They're at home for USC. USC's not there yet. That's a win. Then they go to Boston College. Boston College plays Notre Dame tough sometimes. That's a win. They get Navy at home. That's a win. They play a depleted Pitt team. That's a win. They get Syracuse at home. That's a win. And they play Stanford, who doesn't care about football anymore. And that is a win. Look, if they win the second game against Texas A&M, and this is assuming that they have beaten Miami, they could run the table. But in any case, I believe they're going to be at least a one-loss team, at most two, and they will once again make some noise in the playoff, especially being led by the defense, the running game, the offensive line, the defensive line and linebackers. That is going to be the strength in the Notre Dame team. I'm Loud Esmond for HitThePick.com.